Hey, what's up guys? Mike Locke here. Thanks for tuning into this week's video blog. I want to talk about 3 tips that will help you improve your website for 2012. Okay, the first one being make sure the message on your website is clear. Many times when I review a website from an up-and-coming web designer or I look at a website from someone just starting out, you forget about this very basic principle, and this is Web Design 101, is make sure when someone comes to your website, make sure that they understand what the website is about. Okay, so in your billboard section, in that main body section that I always preach about, make sure that you have a clear message. A good way of thinking about this is make sure you have an elevator pitch, whether you're a web designer or a small business owner. You always need to have an elevator pitch of what exactly you do. What exactly it is that you do within 1 or 2 sentences. And that particular message, you want to have that clear and concise on your website. So take a look at this particular website. The URL for this website is kidsfirstokc.com, and they take care of kids. It's a pediatric sort of after hours care. And if you look at the message on this website, it's very clear. You come to this website and it's very simple and it's clear and it's concise, and you know exactly within a matter of a few seconds what it is that they do. The second point that I want to make is the human element. Okay, in marketing or in advertising, they call this either the human element or the human factor, and they do a pretty good job on this website. And what it is you use a human element, and someone with a face, someone with a smile, a human, an attractive human being, and you get them looking right at you. And what that is, that increases engagement. So when you first land on this website, there's a couple things that you notice. Obviously, there's a beautiful color, but you notice the little boy. He's very attractive, cute, and right away you're engaged with that particular photo because he's looking right at you. And also, it's the human factor. Another thing that you want to remember is like an agency or it's an advertising thing is kids, dogs, and sex. But you don't want to use sex too much because that's really cheesy, obviously, in web design. But if you can use kids, dogs, those type of things, always sells. Basically those 3 things sell in advertising. So you'll see that a lot in commercials and stuff like that. So obviously this particular case, it goes really well with what they do. They take care of kids. It's a pediatric after hours care, and they have an attractive little boy smiling right at you. It's a really nice photo. It's taken well, and the message is clear. Okay, so 2 things. The message is clear when you come to this website, and they have the human element on their website that engages you when you first come in. So if you can sort of implement those things into your website, you will have some good engagement. The last thing that I want to talk about, the last and final thing is, if you look at this website, it's very simple. You don't really need all the bells and whistles to really make your website stand out. A lot of times, people that are just starting out in web design, they're asking me about the latest techniques in jQuery, or how do I make a jQuery slideshow, or how do I get this thing moving across my screen, or how do I get this new CSS3 feature implemented. If you look at this website, it's very simple. It's static. It's not all glorious, but what it is, if you look at all the elements, it's very simple, it's done well, and it's effective. So they have a great hero image, they have a great message, and they have a great clean aesthetic design. Okay? And you think about this design, I talked about this in old videos. It's the standard website layout. So it's header, navigation, you have a nice strong billboard, and you have these 3 boxes. Another thing that they talk about that they do in this website is they break the mold. So if you look at the grid, if you look at the 3 boxes below the billboard, it's actually breaking the mold. And what that does, it's a subconscious thing. It causes more engagement there because it's not structured in a nice grid. Sometimes it's always good to actually break the grid. You can stay within the grid, but visually break that, and that'll cause engagement and cause people to notice that particular section. So to recap, 3 things. Message, make sure your message is clear. Using the human element, okay, for your hero image, or if you can get any human element into your design or somehow and get eyeballs looking at the user, that's effective. And the third one is you want to keep it simple, okay? You want to keep everything simple. Your website does not have to have all the bells and whistles to be effective, and this is a great example of that. Those are some tips that I have for you for 2012. Apply these things to your website, and you'll start seeing more engagement, higher customer retention, and better conversion. All right. If you have any questions, always shoot me an email, mlock@mlwebco.com. And thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.